Hi, this is Dean from Worldwide Trekking, and today we're talking about Kilimanjaro. We're talking about currency and money and the things that you need when you come to Tanzania, Africa to climb Kilimanjaro or do a safari. This is really for a worldwide trekking trip, but on a worldwide trekking trip, most everything from the time you arrive Tanzania until the time you depart are included in our programs. All of your food, all of your lodging and permits and transportation, really everything that's in general that you need is included. However, there are some things that are not included and things that you might want, like some bottled beverages, like a glass of wine in the lodge bar after your Kilimanjaro climb, or something else that's outside of our itinerary. As well, it's customary to tip the local team. We will give our groups always a tipping guideline so they know what's appropriate for all of the local crew that works on the mountain and your Western guide that works on the mountain that helps keep you safe and helps make your climb possible. So we include that tipping guideline when you show up and or when you sign up, and helps make it easy for you to know how to do what's appropriate to thank the local team for their hard work. In Tanzania, I think it's really important that when you arrive, that you do exchange a little bit of money. There's things that happen around the lodges, like buying a Coke or a beer or a glass of wine or something like that, that you might want to have some money for. Also, there's oftentimes what I would kind of consider like trinkets, something small like a bracelet or something that you might want to buy as you're going along the way and seeing somebody's trying to sell, and trying to use U.S. currency is very difficult or not possible, or at the very least, you're going to get a horrible exchange for your money. So when you exit the airport, when you're leaving the baggage claim area, when you're walking out, when you first arrive in Tanzania, there's currency exchange right there. And usually, if you exchange $50, maybe 100 if you're really thinking you're going to be buying a few things, that's a very convenient place to exchange your US dollars into Tanzanian shillings. The money exchange rates are posted. It's not going to matter going from one to the next. The exchange rate is not that much, and you're only exchanging a small amount of money. So the currency exchange really isn't going to change much from one to the other. Getting some Tanzanian shillings, they might give you back some larger denomination notes. And I often take, say, one of their 10,000 shilling notes, which is worth about $8, and I'll give back a couple of those and ask for 1,000 shilling notes. And that way I have some small notes for some things like at the hotel. Is it very common that when you get ready and you're leaving, that there's people that are local people working there that are helpful and wanting to help you with your bags. And it's nice to have some small change. 1,000 shilling note is less than $1 to give them a little tip. So that's kind of a convenient thing there. I think that in the US, anyways, we're also accustomed to using our debit cards and credit cards and things like that for very small purchases, like a cup of coffee or a drink or something like that, something at the convenience store, anything along the way. And that's not often the case overseas. So the small purchases are usually best done with cash, and it's usually best to use the local currency to buy those things. If in the lodge you did buy something like you decided to have a massage after your Kilimanjaro climb, or we were there for a couple nights and you and your family had some things at the bar and some drinks at dinner time or something that wasn't included in your trip, then of course you could settle that up, charge it to your room, and settle that up with a credit card. Anytime I use a credit card overseas, it's good to make sure that they're not charging you an exchange rate and all of that. It's not usually the case, but it's always good to check. It's good at a souvenir shop if you're using a credit card. And oftentimes, again, those things are going to be more likely used in cash, like souvenirs and little trinkets and things that you might buy, a Kilimanjaro t-shirt or something else that looks interesting. And there are lots of local interesting things to buy and souvenirs that people might want to buy. So having some of the some local currency to buy those things is helpful. Again, you can exchange money when you first arrive at the airport and you're leaving. It's the most convenient because the money exchange agencies are right there. And when we get to our lodges, not really a money exchange close by, unless you went into the big city, which we don't do. And using credit cards can be used, and it's usually just for larger purchases, say at the hotel. And then having some cash on hand, we do send a tipping guideline. That tipping guideline is going to help you budget and know what is appropriate to tip, and thank the local guys on the mountain after the climb. And believe me, when you see how hard they work, you'll want to say thank you in a very special way. And for them, a nice gratuity is a nice way to do that. Other than that, if you continue on to safari, you know, there are opportunities maybe to exchange some more money after the climb. I don't oftentimes count on ATM machines in Tanzania. They are available. They're few and far between. Your card might not be accepted in them, and you go around trying to find one that will give you cash back when it can be very difficult. But money exchange, it is important for me as I travel. I don't usually like to leave home with not a penny in my pocket and hoping to use my credit cards when I arrive. In the event of an emergency, it's nice to have a little bit of security money at the very least. So if you have any questions about currency exchange and traveling to Tanzania, we're happy to help you out. Just contact us and we will happily answer any of your questions. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and contact us if you have any questions. It really helps us out.